Welcome back to CIA 360 Mods. Today I'm going to be showing you how to add an extra fan to your power brick. First, this is an 80mm fan. I bought it at Best Buy. You can go 60mm if you want, but the 80mm is just about perfect. It's a little bit big, but with a little hot glue, you never know the difference. First you want to start by taking it apart, take out the stubs, take out the screws, just refer to the other video. This is actually just the shell. I have the rest of it sitting right here. I just wanted to make it a little bit quicker. Pop it apart, and inside of it, there's the fan part right here. Well, you want to go ahead and cut a hole the size of the 80mm fan right here. And then you want to find your positive and your negative on your fan. However you want to do that, this is a 12-volt system, so if you have any, like maybe a 9-volt battery would even work. Just something that give it enough power so you can figure out which is positive, which is negative. Alright, so I tried to splice it through this wire right here, but it didn't give it enough power. I'm guessing that that's only 5 volts that fan runs off of. And 5 volts is not enough to spin that fan fast enough. It barely spinning. So what I looked is down here, there's 2 points, this side over here and then this side. It's where these 2 main wires hunker into. There's a black and a yellow wire. It's where the 2 main wires hunker into, and I know that's 12 volts. So, because I hooked up the fan to that already, and it spun really fast. So, it's a lot of solder down there, so you shouldn't need any solder. You just need a hot soldering iron, and just barely expose the tip of your wire and just dab it on there. I'm going to do that here in just a second. I'll show you a picture of it. See, that one right there is the negative, and that's the positive. The side next to this is the positive, and then this is the output to the Xbox. And then the input's over here. But you want to use the output side. And then, like I said, this is the negative, this is the positive. So I'm going to solder that up real quick. Okay, now your next step is to basically just put your fan on here. If you cut your hole right, it should just fit right in there. We're going to hot glue it in a minute. But, just fit right in there, and then you want your wires just have a little tiny bit of wire sticking out of there. You got to make sure you put it through the hole before you solder it, otherwise your fan's not going to fit and you're going to have to unsolder it. So make sure you put it through the hole and hook it in and run your wire down to about where you want it before you start soldering. But first we're going to glue this. So I'll be back in a second after I get the hot glue gun. Okay, now for this I prefer to solder on the inside. So I'm going to move my wire out of the way, somewhere where it's going to be nice and just tucked away right there, over here in the corner. Make sure all my sides are lined up. I mean, the best they can. It's going to be a little bit over, but that'll all get hot glued. So then you just start hot gluing. The sides right here, you're just going to have to hot glue the side. Not too much, just enough to fill the hole. Shouldn't be a big hole, it should be a real small hole. Because this is just about 80mm. It's just a little bit short. So I've got 2 sides nice and hot glued up. Do the 3rd side right here on the inside. The top and bottom are really the ones you should be doing on the inside, and then the outside are the ones you need to do on the outside. Now you don't want to use too much hot glue to make it all goopy, but you want to use enough to make sure you fill the gap. Once you find the right medium, you'll know because it'll stick to both sides and it won't be coming out the sides. You want it to look nice and smooth and clean, you know. It's all nice and hot glued up now. Just give it a second for all the sides to dry. Maybe smooth out some of the rough edges with your finger, but be careful, hot glue is hot. I mean, it works without the hot glue. I did it earlier. Alright, as you can see, I got my 2 points soldered here. It's the one right next to this thing right here, and the one right over here. This is the negative, this is the positive, and I got it plugged in, so I should be able to turn it on. Turns blue, and my fan, blue, it's going. Now it's just time to put it back together. Be careful, don't touch any of that while it's plugged in, because it is, there's electricity going through there, and you can shock yourself. I shocked myself a couple times already. Alright, so you want to take it, you want to put it back in the housing the same way you took it out. You want to put this front side first. Oh, I almost forgot, you got to put the fan back in, so I'm going to take that back out. The other fan. It's not really necessary now, but I mean, it's there, so might as well use it, right? And for this part right here, I find it's best just to use a little pair of pliers. And then because it just pops right in there now. Now that's in, everything's in. Make sure your wires are alright. I actually cut a little piece of a card, a Fry's card, and you can just go ahead and stick that on there. Just to be safe, because I cut the little piece of plastic right here. So then we just turn that back in there, put it upside down, stick it in there, this side first, this side, pop it in, pop it in. I got the cord a little crisscrossed here, so I need to put the cord through the center of that. Alrighty then. That, just like that. These wires, pull them back up inside. And then now just screw it back together. And then your 4 little stubs. And they just pop right in there. And this should be ready to go. Let's plug it in. This is the Xbox. Plug it into the Xbox, and then plug this into power supply. Lights up orange or yellow, whatever you want to call it. Press the button, it's blue, and you got a blue fan on there. And I think that's going to keep that pretty cool, don't you think? And plus, I mean, come on, who else is going to have a power block like you? Alright, thank you guys for watching another edition of CIA 360 Mods. As always, rate it, comment. Don't care if you subscribe, but just rate and comment. Thank you guys very much. I just shut off the Xbox. It'll all shut off in a second. Have a great day, guys.